Alright, how we doing, folks? Rich Van Tassel with you, giving you our game picks for now Week 8 of the NFL season. And of course, as always, we are recording audio for Get Live Radio. We have a good portion of bye weeks this week. The Green Bay Packers, Tennessee Titans, Los Angeles Rams, New York Giants, Arizona Cardinals, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Our first game up is another London game, the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns. The Vikings are 5-2. The Cleveland Browns are, of course, 0-7 and really struggling this season. Injuries for the visiting Minnesota Vikings, quote-unquote visiting. Stephon Diggs, wide receiver. Michael Floyd, wide receiver. Mackenzie Alexander, cornerback. Riley Reef, offensive tackle, are all questionable. Sam Bradford, the quarterback, is again out, so Case Keenum will get the start. For the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett, defensive end, is out. He didn't even travel to London. Trevin Conley, defensive tackle. Jabril Peppers, the rookie safety, are questionable. Jason McCourty, cornerback. Larry Ogunjobi, defensive tackle, are doubtful. Case Keenum has been playing very well in his opportunity. Let's see if they even turn back to Sam Bradford at this point. Of course, Teddy Bridgewater may be ready to play at some point late in the season. We'll have to see, but that is another issue for another day. I like Minnesota getting Latavius Murray involved last week. This is an interesting game. A flight across the ocean to London. Could it give Cleveland a chance to finally get off the schneid? Remember, not many teams are going to go 0-8. Cleveland was terrible last year. I expected them to improve just a bit. They are still struggling thus far this season, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think it's going to be much closer than it would appear. Minnesota's defense is simply just too good, though, and the quarterback situation for the Cleveland Browns is disastrous, that I don't see their offense being able to get any sort of sustained success against the Minnesota Vikings defense in this game. That's why I picked Minnesota. They're going to be sluggish at first, but Cleveland just does not have the firepower to compete. Minnesota 21-10 over the Cleveland Browns. The San Francisco 49ers 0-7, 0-4 on the road travel to Philadelphia to play the Eagles, who are 6-1, 3-0 at home. It is a west to east travel at a 1 o'clock start time for the 49ers, so I have my concerns with that. The injuries for the visiting 49ers, Reuben Foster, linebacker, Trent Brown, offensive tackle, Brandon Fusco, offensive tackle, are all questionable. Kawan Williams, cornerback, Aaron Lynch, linebacker, are out. For the Philadelphia Eagles, Chris Maragos, safety, Jason Peters, offensive tackle, they are injury reserve outs. Jordan Hicks, a linebacker, is also out. Ronald Darby, a cornerback, is questionable. San Francisco's really got to focus on slowing down Carson Wentz. You have some injuries to the secondary with Kawan Williams. The secondary is not particularly good to begin with. Brian Hoyer is not going to be starting, of course. It's going to be Beathard again. Let's see what he has in his second start now. He really struggled last week against the Dallas Cowboys, but you are going to have that with a rookie quarterback. Philadelphia's defense is playing very well. They are rolling right now. Is San Francisco going to go 0-8? I would expect it. I think they're going to get a win sooner rather than later. However, with the west to east travel and the 1 o'clock start time against the very good Philadelphia Eagles team, Philly is just playing too well right now to really have any let up. They did play last Monday night, so that may be a bit of a concern, the shortened week, but I don't think it's going to be much. San Francisco's offense is not going to be able to keep pace. 31-17 Philadelphia. The Chicago Bears, 3-4, 1-2 on the road, travel to New Orleans to play the Saints, who have won 4 straight. They're 4-2, 1-1 at home. Injuries for the visiting Bears. Roy Robertson Harris, defensive end. John Timu, linebacker. Sherrick McManus, cornerback, are all doubtful. Horonis Grasu, center, Benny Cunningham, running back, are questionable. For the New Orleans Saints, Larry Wofford, a guard, is out. Chicago's defense has been able to get some points on the board to really help Mitchell Trubisky. Chicago quietly, right in the thick of things. Even that NFC North, as good as Minnesota is playing, they still have some division games left. Of course, Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers, that becomes an interesting situation. And the wild card is certainly not unobtainable. New Orleans quietly, with their defense, playing very well. They are at home in this game. They are certainly a serious contender in the NFC South right now at 4-2, winners of 4 straight. Drew Brees playing very well. Little high with the interceptions. He does have 4 of them. But all in all, only 68 incompletions on 220 passes. That's very good. Of course, he's going to put up the yards. And I don't think Chicago is going to get the turnovers in this game. And I see New Orleans coming away with a victory at home. 30-17 because the Chicago offense will not be able to keep pace. Excuse me. Another west to east travel. The Los Angeles Chargers 3-4. They've won 3 straight since starting 0-4. They travel to New England to play the Patriots, who are 5-2, 2-2 at home, and it is a 1 o'clock start time. Injuries first for the visiting Chargers. Matt Slauson, center, is an IR out. Melvin Gordon, running back. Corey Ligu, defensive tackle, are questionable. Joe Barksdale, offensive tackle, is doubtful. For the Patriots, Malcolm Brown, defensive tackle, is out. Eric Rowe, cornerback, is also out. And, of course, Dante Hightower is out in this game as well. Stephon Gilmore, cornerback. Cassius Morris, defensive end. And Landon Roberts, linebacker, are questionable. So you have some serious defensive injuries to the New England Patriots in this game. Los Angeles, hey, they got off to a bad start. They had a couple winnable games, missed some field goals that would have done it for them. You're looking at a team, let's just say one of those field goals go either way. They're 4-3 right now and looking a lot better than they are. But hey, 3-4, give them credit for not giving up on their season. Can they crawl out of the 0-4 hole? We'll have to see. Certainly a victory against the New England Patriots would help. Phillip Rivers, high in the incompletions. He does have 100 on 256 passes, 5 interceptions, a little up there. He's going to be able to attack this secondary and this defense that has been coming along since a slow start for New England, but they now have injuries on the defensive side of the ball, so let's see if Phillip Rivers can take advantage of that. He can put up yards. He can go downfield. Melvin Gordon has got to run the ball better. He has really struggled since his rookie season. Altogether, though, New England, too talented of a team. The west to east travel with the 1 o'clock start time is going to be too difficult for the Chargers to overcome in this game, and New England gets the victory 28-14. They're probably going to get some turnovers on Phillip Rivers in this game. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit to continue on with our game picks for now, Week 8 of the NFL season. Be sure to stay tuned. Thank you all so much.